Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
We'll start with the email studio. This is going to be the first session. We'll spend some good amount of time in email studio here to understand each and every functionality here. Usually we divide email studio into parts. One is the subscriber management and another being a content management system. In the subscriber management, we have a lot of functionalities and we have a data extension. We have a list group. There are plenty of ways to store customer information and to maintain the subscribers for the emails to you. We'll spend some good amount of time here in understanding each and every functionalities here. We'll talk about how we can create a data relationship, how we can create a publication list, suppression list, data filters, measurements. And this is how we will be spending some good amount of time in understanding each and every functionalities here. When I say that we will be working on the list groups and all of them, I create a list in front of you. I create a group in front of you, and same it goes for all other functionalities here in the subscriber management. Great, once we complete the subscribers, and what we majorly like focuses on how do we use all of these functionalities to store customer informations, and how do we have the primary key for the subscribers and how it really works. And we also be talking about data relationship, send relationship. We basically be focusing on the how do we manage the subscriber in emails to you. Once we are done with the subscriber management, we will be moving forward with the content management system. This is really a great capability in Salesforce Marketing Cloud that all of the content portfolios that we can upload here. Content management system is nothing, but this is a place where we manage all of the email templates, messages, all the portfolios, images, video, audio files, and all PDF document files. And all of these documents can be maintained in this content builder. This is one of the great capability that we have in SFMC, and we have a plenty of functionalities like creating an email template, and then also we have a plenty of content blocks. We have a A/B testing content, block button code, snippet dynamic content, enhanced dynamic content, extra content. We have plenty of functionalities here to create an email template. We will also spend some good amount of time here and understanding how we can create email template. How do we use all of these functionalities and when do we have to use it, and what are the real time use cases for all of these content blocks? Here we will be spending some time in understanding how to set up the email template and how do we create a message using those templates that we have created, and then we use all of these content blocks to see the real time use cases. The main objective of the content management system is going to be how do we create the email and how do we upload the content and how do we maintain them. That's what we will be focusing here in the CMS part. Once these two of the topics are done, we will be jumping into campaign execution. There are plenty of ways to execute the campaign. We can also trigger an email from here directly that we call it as a gated send. We can also trigger an email from here. It's called user initiated send, and we also have a triggered send. There are plenty of ways of triggering an email to the customers, and we see all of these options. How does the gated send differ from user initiated send? Triggered send is something that's really important in the SFC, that I would say, because if you triggered send is basically like when a customer make any purchase or any action on the website and we trigger an email to them. Example like Amazon, as soon as we place the order, we get an email communication or SMS communication away like in a couple of seconds as soon as we place the order. If you like to trigger any messages like in a real time, that's when we use the triggered emails. There is a little bit of technical part involved because we will be configuring this also like in the upcoming session. We have API collections. We will be using those API collections to trigger an email from the external platform like a Postman tool. This is something we'll spend some good amount of time in understanding what type of campaign that we should be able to trigger from Email Studio. Once it is done, we have a A/B testing. We all know A/B testing for sure, but when do we really use it in Salesforce Marketing Cloud is when your campaign doesn't probably work out well. You have been turning out the campaign to like 1 lakh customer and then only like you may probably getting an open rate of close to 1 or 2%. In that situation, there is something definitely wrong with the email messages that we are sending, or probably something wrong with the subject line, or probably something wrong with the from name that we're using. We use this A/B testing here to figure out what went wrong and what is something how we can optimize. Basically, we use A/B testing for like optimizing the existing campaign or the future campaign, and then at the same time, it also helps you to understand what something like went wrong. This is something that we will also be working on, and then once it is done, we have a tracking. Obviously, like we will be having all the analytics steps to analytic reports that we can pull for each and every campaign that we have or triggered. We should be able to automate the report, extract the report, and send it to the different location. That is something that we should be able to achieve in the tracking part. And we also spend some little bit of time in administration, because this program is mainly for campaign, specialist, consultant, and development. This program will be covering 3 of this topic, but not administration part. But we will be working on like very few admin topics like creating a center profile, creating a center classification. That is something that we will be able to see, but the topics with reference to the administration part will be a little bit less. The topic focus is going to be on the 3 profiles. One is going to be your email campaign specialist in general, consultant, and also a development. Perfect. This is all the topics that we cover in the Email Studio. The administration parts like here in Emails to You, we have couple of topics for administration like how do we create the center profiles, center shows, subject pre-head validation, URL validation, auto suppression. This is all something which is like not we are covering in this program, but the file location key management. These are a little bit important for different studios that we will be working on the upcoming session. This is a kind of like basic setups, like how do we create users, how do we create the roles and permissions. Those are not something which is covered in this program. We were discussing about the skill sets. Salesforce Marketing Cloud does not need the pre-skill search. Like you should have a JavaScript experience and all of them HTML, CS. It doesn't really require the skill set that need to that for you to like get a job in SFMC. SFMC is majorly to functional side. It's focused more on the core functionality side. It depends on the role that you're playing. If you're a consultant administrator, campaign specialist, you don't need to have the coding experience. And when you become an SFMC developer then, or as FMC architect, or FMC implementation specialist, then we may need this skill set to play the role like a SOAP and REST, a PLIM script. We also sometimes use the HTML, CSS mainly for the cloud pages and email templates. A P icon is something like really a place, a good role if you are a FMC developer or implementation specialist, and which is something that we spend some really good amount of time in understanding how the data that we can bring from a different platforms and how we can send it. That is all something we are covering it. Perfect. Once we complete this, we will be jumping on with a mobile studio, mobile connect and mobile push. Mobile connect, we use it for SMS campaign, and mobile push is for the push notifications that we don't have a license for mobile connect and mobile push. Here, we have a couple of templates. We have plenty of functionalities in both of this, and this is something that we will be able to cover. How do we create the admin? How do we register the application? And how do we bring the data from a different application into SFMC? This implementation part is covered in the mobile push. Suppose if your organization has any customized application and you want to connect that into your SFMC platform, we will be able to do it. And we will be able to also do the segmentation and who should get the email. You can also create your own list. That is also something possible, and even creating the content is also possible. What is the content that you would like to send it, and how does this push notification looking for iPhone for Android phone? That content design input is also something we can do it, but the only part that we won't be able to do is execution because we don't have the license for the execution. Same, it goes for mobile push and mobile connect. We will be focusing on 70% of them is going to be on the practical side. 30% is going to be on the theoretical side, where I have taken a screenshot from other system talking about how like once we execute the campaign, like what are the interfaces, that how it looks, and how do we get the stats, and all of this information. I'll be sharing those screenshots. The one which I have taken from other account, and this is how we will be covering the mobile connect and mobile studio. As we discussed majority of them, we will be able to work on it here in 2 of the studios. But the only part is that we executing the campaign is not possible in this 2 of the studios. Perfect. Once we complete the mobile studio, and you may aware the social studio, advertising studio, interaction studio is not something that we are covering this program. We will jump on straight away to the web studio. Here we will speak about and work on real-time hands-on experience in creating a landing page from a scratch, creating a cloud pages. There are plenty of components that we have. We will see it in both aspects, technical and non-technical. When I say non-technical, this interface is also same as this email template. It does have the drag drop of functionality here. In case, if you'd like to add an image or a content, we just have to drag and drop them here. This is something that we will talk in the non-technical aspect. In technical aspect, what we will be covering is we will also use the transcript here in this cloud pages. I usually like bring up with the real time use cases, like suppose if you have a form, customized form here, and you would like to when customer fills out the form and I want to send this data to a Salesforce. The Salesforce Sales Cloud and I want to send this data to a different platform and how you can achieve it using an AMP script. Suppose if you have any visitors coming to a landing page and you want to save those visitors into your data extension separately. And how do we do that? Using an AMP script. We will be focusing on a little bit of a technical set as well when we create the cloud pages. Perfect. This is a topic we will be covering here. And how do we store the code resources? C, S, JavaScript, X, M, L, and how do we store it? And how do we bring those polished resources into the cloud pages? And we will also be discussing all of these topics. Perfect. We'll spend some really a good amount of time in creating a landing page from scratch and implementing AMP, script coding like a special data operation, lookup operations if conditions. That is all something that we will be covering along with the cloud page topic. Moving on with the analytics builder. Here we have access only for the reporting. There are plenty of standard reports that we have in Analytics Builder. Like if you would like to pull out the report for account summary for this entire instance, and if you'd like to see like the email performance of the campaigns, and we have like a plenty of standard templates here in the Analytics Builder. And for each and every channel, we have a different set of standard templates for email, mobile, for social studio, advertising studio. Each and every channel has a separate standard template and we focus on each and every template and we have like a plenty of them here. We will focus mainly on which are the templates which are like quite frequently used, and there are some templates which is really important, and we also spend some time there to see like which all templates is something that we need to understand, and we need to really have this report automated on a regular basis. Here we see like a 46 templates that we have for email 44, for mobile connect and mobile push, and we have a 2 administration reports and going forward for other report catalogs for the channels as well. We'll spend some time here on understanding each and every report and how does it really going to be helping you, and also how do we automate this report. Suppose if this report needs to be shared with your stakeholders, internal stakeholders on a regular interval, and how do we enable this automation? The internal stakeholders get the report on daily basis or weekly basis, and we will spend some time here in setting up this. This is one of the easiest tool, I would say, in SFMC because it has as all the standard templates. We can just use them and then we just have to give the parameters and then we'll be able to fetch the report. And we have an option of fetching this report from different ways, like download the file from the browser, or we can also send this file to email, or we can also extract it from a FTP location. There are plenty of ways. We'll spend some amount of time here in understanding the limitations that we have with the report and the use cases. How does it really help you to play your role in analytics? Builder? Perfect. You will walk through the mobile connector. Yes, I do. We do have a topic. It is also included mobile connect and mobile push. What I was saying is we will be able to work on majority of the parts, like creating a segmentation, uploading them, defining the content, but unfortunately, because of the license, we won't be able to execute in mobile connect and also in mobile push. Perfect. Great. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.